So yeah, the first and the foremost thing, we have to understand how water is an inseparable part of our life, all right? And how we just do not drink water, but we are also actually using water for a lot of other activities that we do in our daily life, right? For example, brushing our teeth, for example, cooking our food, we take baths, and for all of this we are using water. So do you understand how it is actually a vital part of our life? And by vital, I mean an important, a very important part of our life, okay? It is in fact a very important natural resource also. Now, unfortunately, what happens is, although there is water abundantly on Earth's surface, yes, 70% of Earth is definitely covered by water. But did you know that the water that we have to use, that is like absolutely just a pinch? Like compared to the 70% of water that is present on Earth's surface, you just have a pinch of water to use. And that, believe it or not, because the population is on the higher side, because it has been like always increasing, because the pollution that us human beings have been causing, that water is reducing even more day by day. Okay, so what are the things that we are understanding here? We are understanding that water is a very important natural resource for us, especially us, because we are constantly using it. Next thing that we have to understand is, where are the sources of water? Now I understand that river, lakes and ponds, by this we only mean the fresh water sources, and we are not talking about water sources as such. Like water sources will also be oceans and oceans and seas, right? But that's a salty water which we cannot really use. So we are talking about the fresh water source. Talking about the third point says that water is one such substance which is available or found in all the three states of matter. And all the three states of matter are what? Solid, liquid and gas. That's something that you all know, right guys? Correct? Chalo. तो इतना आ गया सबको समझ? All of you have understood these 3 points, right? See, it's very basic and very easy chapter. There is nothing much, okay? So don't worry so much, just listen carefully. Now we have to understand the water cycle. How do we understand the water cycle? I'm going to make it very easy for you. See what happens. You have all the water bodies, right? Consider this to be water bodies. The river or the ponds or the lakes or anything. Now what happens? Evaporation is a process that continuously happens all throughout the day. Always, every second of your day, if you just take a look at it, evaporation is happening. Where does evaporation happen? Evaporation happens from the water bodies. And what is evaporation? The conversion of water into water vapor is known as evaporation, right? Clear? So what is happening from the water bodies? Evaporation happens. From the water bodies, evaporation is happening. Okay? Now you are taking a look at this word transpiration. Now you are thinking and you are itching your head. What is transpiration? Guess what is transpiration? Transpiration is, again, transpiration is also pretty much like evaporation. The only difference is that transpiration happens from plants and trees. The excess of water that the trees or the plants, they give out, they make sure that they give out the water and the atmosphere takes it. Like again, this water, this excess water is also getting converted into water vapors. Okay? So what is happening? The trees or the plants that we have, they give out excess amount of water to the atmosphere, and that is known as transpiration. So now transpiration plus evaporation forms what? They go for condensation, where they form the clouds. All right. Transpiration and evaporation goes forward and forms the cloud, which is known as, that process is known as condensation or condensation, whatever you want to say. Okay, condensation happens here. Now after the cloud formation happens, let's say that these are my clouds. After the cloud formation has happened, then what happens? Rain falls or snowfall. Either rainfall or snowfall can happen. Now this rainfall or the snowfall is known as what? Precipitation. And with the help of precipitation and this 4 steps together, water is back to where it was, right? Are you getting my point? Water bodies से क्या हुआ? Water vapor evaporate हुआ. वाटर वेपर यहाँ से पेड़ पौधों से भी इवेपोरेट हुआ, जिसको बोलते हैं ट्रांसपिरेशन. ट्रांसपिरेशन और इवेपोरेशन टुगेदर उन लोगों ने क्या किया? कंडेंसेशन हुई, जो क्लाउड्स बन गए, बादल बन गए, बादल से बरसात हुई या फिर स्नोफॉल हुआ, जिसको बोलते हैं प्रेसिपिटेशन. एंड विद दिस 4 स्टेप्स क्या हुआ? पानी जो गया था ऊपर, जो एटमॉस्फेयर में गया था, वो फिर वापस आ गया. तो इससे समझ आ गया वाटर साइकिल. व्हाट इज वाटर साइकिल? आ गया सबको समझ? Very good. This is exactly how water cycle happens, which is what I try to understand. See the water bodies that you can see here. From here, what will happen? Evaporation is happening. ठीक है? From the trees, transpiration is happening. Transpiration is here. Transpiration that you can see is here. This is evaporation here, right here. This is evaporation. And this evaporation plus transpiration is forming clouds right here. This formation of clouds here, right here, is condensation. From condensation, this part, this falling of rain or snowfall is what? It is precipitation. Cool? It is precipitation. Okay? So this is the whole water cycle that you can see in this picture. Clear, guys? Absolutely clear. So I have made you understand this whole thing twice, so I hope there will be no doubt. But if at all there is any doubt, then trust me, I am there. All right? Don't worry about it. Now moving on. Next thing that we have to understand is what will happen if there is heavy rainfall or if there is no rainfall at all. So there are only 2 options that are possible. Okay? Extremities मतलब इधर स्पेक्ट्रम का एक साइड या फिर दूसरा साइड. मतलब क्या हो सकता है? What was I saying? I was telling you that extremities मतलब क्या हो सकता है, जैसे कि सिक्के का इधर या उधर, right? Either this side या फिर that side. So what can happen? Either you might have heavy rainfall and the consequence could be a flood, or there is no rainfall at all, and the consequence could be drought. मतलब either सूखा बंजारापन हो सकता है कि बिल्कुल बारिश आ ही नहीं रही है, तो पेड़ पौधे मर गए, पानी बिल्कुल नहीं आ रही, जमीन सूख गई एकदम सी, या फिर इतना ज्यादा पानी आ गया कि फ्लड के वजह से सब कुछ बह गया. ठीक है? तो दीज आर द 2 एक्सट्रीमिटीज ऑफ रेनफॉल. ठीक है? विच इज पॉसिबल. नाउ मूविंग ऑन. अब रेनफॉल तो ठीक है, रेनफॉल का तो हमें समझ आ गया, प्रेसिपिटेशन इज रेनफॉल, राइट? एंड why are all these extremities of rainfall happening? By the way, you can see that in today's world we do have a lot of places where floods are continuously occurring, or we do have places where there is no rainfall happening. So why is it happening? Because of us human beings. We are to be blamed because we are not taking care of the environment. We have been always so pro deforestation. We have been cutting down trees in thousands and thousands, but we have not been planting as many. So what happens? These forest areas, they do control the water cycle too. Not really control, but they help in a proper water cycle. Since that is not there, this imbalance in the environment is occurring, and that is why we face these extremities of rainfall very often in today's age, let's say. Okay? Now, since I already told you in the beginning of the chapter that water is a vital resource, what do we understand? We mean to also say that it is very necessary that we conserve water. How do we conserve water? First of all, use judicially. Now, you might ask me, ma'am, what is judicially? Well, judicially means सोच समझ के. Think about it and then use it. Do not just stand somewhere and keep pouring water just like this. Think about it. Think about it very well. Do you really need to drop the extra drop of water? So use it carefully. That's what is meant by judicially. Okay? Next thing, you can also harvest rainwater. Rainwater is falling. Muft ka hai, free ka hai. Why not do it? Now, while you are doing rainwater harvesting, there are 2 things that you can do. Either rooftop rainwater harvesting, that's something that you can do, or surface runoff harvesting. Rooftop का मतलब क्या होता है? छत पे पानी इकट्ठा करो, बारिश का पानी, ठीक है? That is known as rooftop water harvesting. और surface runoff harvesting क्या होता है? There is a surface from where the water will run off and will go into a tank where you will be collecting it. All right? Now from the surface rainwater harvesting, you can also make sure that some of the water goes to the groundwater or groundwater as well, which will help replenish the groundwater level as well. Now you will ask, what is groundwater? The water that is found under the ground between maybe rocks or the soil, that is known as groundwater. All right guys, so did you understand what we can do? What is rainwater harvesting? Rainwater harvesting का मतलब क्या है? पानी, जो बारिश का पानी है उसको जमा करना, उसको कलेक्ट करना और उसको यूटिलाइज करना। ठीक है, इससे क्या होगा, जो भी फ्रेश वाटर की पानी हम कंटिन्यूअसली इस्तेमाल करते हैं वो थोड़ा सा कम हो जाएगा, एंड वी विल बी यूजिंग द वाटर दैट वी आर गेटिंग इट, just like that we are getting it. All right guys, is this clear? And with this, guess what, we are actually done with 6th standard water. All right, 6th standard chapter water is actually complete.